Hey guys, welcome to the very first KJ's Fridays. This week, and for the first one, I wanted to show you guys how to trace and cut out faux leather to make bows. So if you are familiar with my website, you know that I sell quarter bag bundles on my website. For those of you who do not know what the website is, it is www.kjays25.com. And you can get these bundles right here on them. You get 10 quarter sheets. Right here, I have 6 out of the 10 sheets that would come into your bag. They're all surprise picked. So these are only possibilities of what would come into your bundles. For this live, and if you guys are attempting this at home, you're going to need any kind of faux leather, whether it's the quarter sheets, if it's full sheets, half sheets. You're going to need a pattern. You're going to need a pen or a pencil and a pair of scissors. So I have 3 different patterns here that I wanted to show you guys to give you a visual. It is all the double diva bow, which you can find on my Facebook page. I have the 3-inch double diva, the 3.5-inch double diva, and the 4-inch double diva. So today we're going to be working with the 3-inch double diva. I'm going to go ahead and show you. There's 4 pieces. Here's the middle piece, the back piece, the front piece, and the piece to hold it all together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with one sheet here. I'm going to go ahead and move these out of the way. We're going to work with this one. So this is the black paisley print, which is on my website as a full sheet, or you could possibly get it into one of the quarter bag bundles. So I'm going to flip this over because you're going to trace on this side. So the wrong side is what you're going to trace on. You're going to put that down. You're going to go ahead and figure out what the best way to put your pattern onto your material would be. So you can do it just like this. You can put something a little different, however it works for you. So this seems to work for this piece here. So for me, you can see here that a whole entire bow fits onto a quarter sheet. It truly depends on the size of the bow that you're making as well as the pattern of the bow. So the 3.5 inch for the double diva is a little bit too big. Unfortunately, not all the pieces fit. I'll go ahead and show you that on this piece here real quick. So this one, it's just a little bit too big. So as you can see, this fits here, but when you go ahead to add this, it does not. So you can always make the double diva the 3.5 or the 4-inch with the sheet still. You'll just have to use 2 sheets to be able to complete it. So 3 sheets would make 2 bows of the 3.5-inch double diva, whereas the 3-inch will be able to be used for just 1 sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this one back over. So for this, I just have a regular pen. It's one of my floating pens that I've made, but it's just a regular standard pen. So I'm going to go ahead and move the scissors out of the way. So I'm going to take it one piece at a time. So since I know the layout, I'm going to actually move it away. And I'm going to stick to just tracing one piece and then taking it away and adding it. So what I try and do is go to as close to the edge as possible without being on the edge. And then I'm going to go ahead and trace it right along the outside of the pattern. You can make it as dark or as light as you want. Again, you can use pen or pencil. I go ahead and trace around my fingers first. And then I go ahead and move my fingers and finish tracing. So here is one piece. And I'm going to move to this one here actually. It doesn't have to go in any specific order. And again, you can just sit around, trace it. It can be in pen, pencil, marker. Some people even use color pencils. It's truly up to you because you're not going to see this at the end. And move this piece out of the way. And you just continue this entire method until you're completely done. Now if you find a different way to arrange them so you could save more of your materials, I know some people like to make snap clips and smaller keychains and such with their scraps. That would be awesome. I usually try and conserve as much as I can so I can save them for other projects. So if I really wanted to, I could probably just slide this into here. But for this slide, or I could even fit it up here, which I'll probably do, and then I have this whole little section here to save. Now the middle pieces are a little tricky because they're a little bit harder to hold, so you kind of just have to work around them. But there it is. So that is how you trace the pattern. So I just close my pen, put it back to the side. Okay, so now to cut it, I actually have extra long scissors. Regular scissors will do as well. I just prefer the long ones. I don't remember where I got these from. I believe my fiance picked them up from Walmart maybe, but I could be wrong. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up my material. Now you can cut out each piece as it's together, or you can trim this, and by trim I mean you can kind of go around and cut out each individual piece and then trim them. So you can cut it like this. And then you can trim that, or you can just cut out and trim as you go along. So there's really no right or wrong way. So you're gonna start on the inside. I'm gonna get as close to the camera, but so you guys can be able to see. You're gonna get on the inside of the trace line, or right on top. But you do not wanna see any of the pen. So the trick to this is to let your scissors glide, instead of constantly picking them up and down, up and down. Now if you have a little bit of pen, which I do here because it's a little bit hard for me to see to be able to film this for you guys, you can always go back and cut it off. Or if it's the littlest bit and you don't want to, baby wipes also help on certain materials. Some it will mess up, so I would suggest that you try it on a piece that you're not using first. And you just keep going around. And you can just keep cutting. The trick is, like I said, is to glide instead of constantly opening up your scissors, because that's when you get the jagged marks and that's when it looks unfinished. So for those of you who do not have a Cricut, or those of you who do not have a Silhouette, or whatever else that you can use to cut materials out with, it's super easy to cut. As you can see, it is a little bit time consuming once you get the hang of it. I mean, I probably could have knocked out this entire bow by now, including cutting it out, because I'm used to hand cutting certain bows, especially if I lose power or if I'm on the road. I'll take this with me and work on it in the car. But it's super easy, especially for chunky materials. It is super, super, super easy for chunky materials. But that is piece one. Super easy. You have super clean edges. Now I'm going to show you on this. What I mean by cutting smooth is if you lift, see how I kind of took 3 little cuts to cut that, and it's not smooth on the end. I don't know if you guys can really see that, but see how it doesn't even, it's not straight. Where I cut it, it goes straight and then curves up. So gliding is really the key. So for this one, same thing. Start at the one end, and you're just going to work your way around. So it's super, super easy. I hope you guys can see this all right. The only thing I find hard to cut is if you have like a say if you have like a snowflake bow or a dinosaur bow, like it's hard to cut out those accents because you can't really get into the spots with scissors as well. If you have something really simplistic, it's fine, but anything like super hard, it's very difficult to cut and to make it look okay. So I just have this little piece left to cut here. And there's the back. So now I have the back piece and the front piece completely cut. And the only two pieces I have left are the piece to attach all of them together and the middle piece. I'm going to go ahead and trim this off. I'm going to go ahead and cut this way so I can separate these two. I'm going to cut this piece here. Sorry, my trash pile's off to the side, so I was just tossing that into the trash. So again, this is super easy, super quick. You could trace more than one and then cut them all at the same time, or you can cut them, you know, trace one, cut one, trace one, cut one. It really depends on how you prefer to do it. But again, it's super easy. The only time you should lift is here once. This would be twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times is the amount of times that you should lift your scissors. So 5 times or less for this side of the bow. So I lifted my scissors once. Now I'm going into twice. Through here. So sometimes you will have to open your scissors just slightly just to slide them. So all you do is you just slide your scissors up, so like this. See how I'm not moving them though? I'm only sliding with them. And that'll still give you your smooth cut right there. So then open, so this is 3, and open again in 4. And 5. So right like that. So then you can put this to the side too. Move the trash. Then I'm going to go to this side. There will be a time where you accidentally cut a little bit too much because you'll misjudge the line, and it's perfectly fine. My very first few, I just did it a little bit here to show you what I meant. There will be a little line here, but when you connect the bow with glue, it'll reinforce it and you won't see it once the connecting piece is on, if that makes any sense to you guys. So you just finish tracing around this line. Okay, and then cut this little piece off here, because I missed that. And this is the last piece. So you have an entire bow cut out from your pattern. Everything matches the exact same. This is the back piece. Then this piece will go on top of that. So when you assemble it, you will meet these to the middle. So when you flip it, it'll look something like this, and this will go on top here. And then this piece will go on top of that, and you will match the back pieces just like I did to this middle piece. And then this will lay right over the middle of all 3 of them. And then you can put your alligator or headband or keychain through this and attach everything. If you need a longer piece, it is super easy to make the longer piece. Now you do need a Cricut or something to cut out the template, but after it's cut out, it is super easy to work with. Alright guys, thank you for joining me for KayJay's Friday. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to PM me on Facebook. You can go ahead and comment under this video, or you can email me at kjays25@yahoo.com. Have a good rest of your day, guys.